Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another Rome 2 Siege Battle for you today, and we have some Aspis Companion Cavalry here getting ready to face a sally out by the Roman player here. We have an awesome 4v4 sent in by a member of the Discord as the charge just goes off. So we'll watch this as this goes off, and we've got some Legionary Cavalry going in here against some Companion Cavalry. And as you can see here, we've got some more Aspis Companion Cavalry coming in behind. Going to throw their javelins first, and then they're going to charge into the back. And the Legion Cavalry may be a bit doomed there. I mean, there is some Soci Equites Extraordinary here, but there is also some elephants. So, I mean, those elephants may change the shape of this battle here. But yes, we do have an excellent 4v4, as I was saying. And as you can see, Rome and Macedon are in it. Rome defending strangely, and Macedon attacking. You'd usually see that the other way around. We also have the Iceni, Bactria, and the Seleucids taking part in the assault. We have Carthage, Epirus, and Egypt helping their Roman allies defend this city. So it could be a really, really interesting one. We've got all really, really strong powers. You wouldn't say any of these factions are like weak in any way. They're all pretty solid and like got a large roster and a lot of like interesting units that they can bring to the battle. And you can see this Aspis Companion Cavalry is not having any fun there, and it's getting straight out there as soon as the elephants appear. And we've got some Thessalian Cavalry coming around. Looks like 3 units of Thessalian Cav. And we've got camels coming out from Egypt, along with a Levy for a spear. And so they do like a proper sally out. Are the attackers really? Not the attackers, the defenders. And it looks like lots of thorax swords being sent this way. It looks like we've got some veteran riders. Might need more cavalry than that to be sent over. We might want to send up there in Indian armored elephants as well to counter the other elephants. But as you can see here, this sally is really like in full flow now, and they're really trying to catch this Aspis Companion Cavalry. I'm surprised they didn't go after like stuff like archers and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a pretty like well committed sally, and here we go. It looks like they're going to charge again. They're going to try and catch these guys ever so slowly. Yeah, they kind of caught them as the cavalry sword tries to get away, but now the Iceni are arriving, and in they go. And the Iceni will stop those. Well, actually, the Aspis Companion Cav decided to stand its ground. And here come the elephants, or some of the elephants. But if you've been enjoying the content at the moment and you would like to see more Rome 2 on the channel, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. As we work our way towards further milestones, now that we've reached 2,000, I guess like we're working towards the 3rd. But yeah, look at this. Epirus is really setting in stuff. As like interrupt my own commentary. But yeah, like there's a lot going on here. This is a huge blob. We've got cavalry going after. So it looks like we're going to see some thorax swords being charged here. No, he changed his mind. And now it looks like he's going to charge those thoros spears here. Not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, that's just annihilated that poor unit. The camels coming in. And yet, those thoros spears are kind of doomed. But yeah, this was sent in by a member of the Discord. So if you'd like to join the Discord to send in your own replays, then the link is down below in the description. Always welcome new people there, and to either play battles with, or just to like share their content, or just chat with me and other members of the Discord. And there we go. Looks like the cavalry's getting out there. It's realised that it's not going to win that in a prolonged fight, and that's a smart thing to do. But this sally here has certainly depleted quite a few Thoros spear units and some cavalry. And I don't know about these elephants. They might go off the battlefield. They're out of control. I don't know if they... No, they shouldn't. I don't think. They probably just stay on the edge of the battle, even if they're out of control. They are killing a few of their own troops doing this. Need to be careful. But as that's been going on, it looks like the attackers have reached the walls. They've knocked some holes in the wall. And we've got a big breach here being opened up by Macedon, and he sends in some thorax swords to face some armored legionaries by the looks of it. So I imagine the Romans will win this fight. I can imagine, since it's a 4v4, Rome bringing a very small but elite defending army. That's what I do, and I'd rely on like some of my allies to bring the slightly larger and more like cheap units that you can just kind of spam out. Because no one beats Rome like on the defense. Well, I'm not saying no one could, but I mean, Rome's just so good on the defense. Like, look at that. Armored legionaries winning decisively against these thorax already. I mean, these thorax here having a hard time against veteran legionnaires. So, I mean, it's going to be a hard fight. Like, if you're going up against Rome in this choke point, like in any choke point, you're going to have a hard time. It looks glorious as always. As always, this game just like, it feels like it never ages. It still looks as good as like when I first bought it all those years ago. And you can see Epirus over here kind of got himself caught out a bit here, a bit cut off from the from allies. Carthage could do with setting up some reserves. We've got some Thoro spears here that are losing to triple gold chevron Bactrian hillmen. Interesting thing to upgrade these guys, I guess, but they're jabbing into the back of other Thoro spears, and they're going to surround these guys as they fight in the palms. The palms of this great city. But yeah, I guess, like, I mean, putting loads of upgrades on a Bactrian hillman's kind of like polishing a turd a little bit, because they aren't really that great, and I don't think the chevron's really going to make them much different, but I could be wrong. Yeah, these guys aren't great, so I mean, you just need to, like, kill them off a little bit, and they'll eventually die. I mean, they've lost not too many men yet, but I mean, certainly shooting them with missiles will certainly do a lot of damage. You can see here, this whole choke point is opened up now, and really looks like Carthage already prepared, and he's going to defend this street here. And it looks like Rome's defending further down, like the other choke points here, along with Epirus. So it looks like they're going to quite happily let the attackers have this long, like, stretch here to sort of then use as their base of operations to attack further down. But there's a lot of other places they could get in. They could come all the way down here, could the attackers, and they could come around. So I mean, they need to be careful to defend this. They don't want to give up too much ground, because it might cause other avenues to be opened by the attackers. As it looks like the Seleucids here, sending in their own Bactrian hillmen to face some Italian mercenaries, some Italian swords. And it looks like there's some thorax swords in here as well, along with the Bactrians. So that's not a bad mix. At least those thorax should help push the advance forward. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the defenders have been so focused on this sally, which is, to be honest, it's running out of steam now. I'm surprised they carried on. They persisted. Like, there's a lot of... I mean, they've caused a lot of units, obviously, like, be sidetracked from assaulting, but I would have, like, left it over here so that the attackers have to keep units just, like, posted here just to keep an eye on this sally force. But, I mean, they've damaged quite a few units, like the pikes and various royal peltasts, but... yeah, I mean, it's still like, I don't know if it's enough, to be honest. These elephants, they're really expensive units, and they don't really want to lose them. I mean, also, like here, these Levy Thoro spears and these thorax, I don't really want them to get trapped outside of here. They could be better in choke points inside the city at this point now. I mean, the elephants are doomed. I mean, if they can just get a couple more kills on these pikes, I mean, that's actually a really good amount of kills. Look at that, 42 pikes left. That's a huge loss for Macedon, really. As they try and desperately chase them. I'll just leave this elephant. You're just losing a couple of guys every so often. Like, they lost another one there, just got absolutely wiped out by an elephant. And they're also using ammo, I guess. They're using ammo on these elephants early game instead of using on their infantry. But then if they used on the infantry, the elephants would have been pretty much safe from ammunition. As they're getting absolutely shelled here as well from the Briton Giant Blister. They need to be careful. They don't want to blob up stuff here. These Carthaginian hoplites getting pretty badly hit. These Syrian auxiliary archers as well. And Libyan infantry getting all really badly hit. They need to be careful where they put their troops. And in goes Carthage. I think this is his first sort of, well, apart from here, it's his first little fight of the day. It looks like Carthage and Iceni. What a weird matchup, you could say. Don't usually see them fighting each other. You don't even see Iceni often on the battlefield. Certainly not in a siege, but recently I have seen them a bit more. So it's good to see the Britons being used. Both fairly evenly matched. They should be able to win this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say that well, I mean, the sword band are going to win this by the looks of it. They're going to beat the Libyan infantry. Sword band is pretty damn expensive. More expensive. And yeah, Libyan infantry are kind of like thorax swords. They sometimes do amazing, sometimes are just goddamn awful. But they could really outflank around here. Could the attackers, and they could just avoid this Libyan infantry, and there's nothing in behind. They could then go through this gap here and then go that way. Go and surround this Libyan infantry here. Rome's now setting up some Evercarty cohort, a good unit to send up. He's going to try and slow it down. Looks like we've got a big old fight here in this street. Looks like Epirus has changed his mind about not defending this street, and he's got a lot of units over here. It looks like we've got some Royal Peltasts or some... these might be... actually, these might be Etruscans. Oh no, Royal Peltasts, that's right. And we've got pikes going in now, so that's certainly going to turn the balance in favour of the defenders, because the attacks have no pikes in this area. Their pikes are a long way back. They've got thorax ready. Rome here with his first cohort to having a lot of joy beating these chosen sword band. And it just looks absolutely chaotic, and I love it. Let's have a quick look at the first cohort. It just as they fight around these lion-like statues. They're going to see a lot of blood and gore today, those lion statues. So yeah, like the first cohort holding the line. Defend the eagle, men! As you can I don't know where it is, actually. No, they won't have it. It's the eagle cohort that will have the eagle, of course. First cohort and the eagle cohort really are the same thing, I guess. Obviously, it's like kind of marking different periods. But I mean, this is certainly a good target for the attackers to shoot this pike unit here. Very obscure, exposed. Like, they've got some Syrian, just normal archers. And they should probably get them to focus them down. What have they got here? Syrian heavy archers. They should probably focus that pike unit down. They could just fire down the street here into the flank of these pikes. Do a lot of damage. And they could, well, it looks like they're actually taking out Cretan archers. It's not a bad idea to take out as well. It's a good unit. And it looks like, oh, that's nice. They've got some mercenary Cretan archers up here of Epirus, and he's going to just like focus anything down that's like in this street, and you can see that the attackers aren't going to allow him to do it. They're going to get up there, Syrian archers. They're going to shoot stuff down, but yeah, they could shoot right into the flanks of these attackers here, and I think the attackers have realised, and they're falling back, and they're also doing a large flanking force here, including the Iceni general, and they're going to try and outflank this sort of line that's been formed up here by Epirus and Rome. So quite smart play there by the attackers. And I mean, Carthage is going to counter. It's going to put a Libyan infantry down this sort of avenue here. And it's not until like sort of around here that you can flank around again if you're the attackers. So, I mean, they are trying to stretch the defenders, which is a really good idea. That's the best way if you're going to, like on these big siege battles, if you're going to win, you're going to stretch them. I mean, they should also be flanking these Praetorians here. Like, these guys have been left on their own. Could surround these guys and send, I mean, they're sending in Indian armored elephants already. Okay. I was going to say, it looks like the defenders are going to try and defend the flank, but I don't know if they will be able to against these elephants. They're going to go absolutely havoc in here. Here they come. And they'll probably go into these Italians, I imagine. Oh no, they're going to avoid the Italians. They're not worthy of being charged. These Romans, though, might be worthy. Or those ones there. Who knows? Oh no, here they go. Here they go. Into the rear of the Praetorians. No, oh come on, that was going to be such a great charge. Why do the Italians have to get in the way? The Italians always have to ruin everything. I do apologise, of course. To any Italians, of course you do. Sure you don't. But on this occasion, you stopped a great and glorious charge. But look at that. Look at these iron. It's like more like bronze, that would be, wouldn't it? I guess there's probably like, I don't know, steel and bronze, isn't it? Like juggernauts. Just forced. They're just like battering rams of their own. They are losing decisively. They'll probably go into the next unit. Oh, it's more Italians as well, but this time it's Carthage's mercenary Italians, not Epirus's mercenary Italians. But they are actually wavering at the Praetorians, just I guess because they've got evil. They're sustained casualties, they're getting shot in the back, and there's also elephants just behind them, so they're probably just worried about that. And here we go, that's going to be a charge. Surely now they'll charge into these Romans. It's like the most lackluster charge thing I've ever seen, and they sort of actually missed, but it will be enough to scare these guys. And yet this breach over here is now a huge problem for the defenders. And actually, luckily for the defenders, the Indian armored elephants have gone mad. Not that that's going to stop them charging in here to the into the Romans. There we go. Just quickly get rid of the foliage so you can see what's going on under the foliage. And you can see there the Romans are in a bit of disarray as the elephants carry on their absolute rampage. Put the foliage back on. And yeah, that breach point is very much opened up now. So I mean Egypt could do with any more stuff forward. He's got he's holding the main citadel. Should really go out there and help his allies. They're kind of getting a bit beaten up here, a bit high and dry. And these pikes here are still in this choke point. I don't know why the attacks aren't just focusing these guys down. This is such an easy target. This is really actually not a great move by the defender. He shouldn't just have his pikes just stood here. Luckily, I don't think they either realise the pikes are here or they've used all their ammo. He's got off pretty easy here as the Epirus player, that he's just going to be able to like just stand his pikes here and feel no repercussions. Like, and even Javis would be a perfect unit to have around here. But it looks like, yeah, looks like the Iceni have actually flanked around these, this force of Carthaginians that's like holding here. So their flank anyway of the pikes is not very secure. They might want to fall back. Actually, yeah, to be fair, they could just walk through this forest here, and then they could get in amongst. I mean, there are more Romans coming up and more Epirus troops, but still, it's still not secure. And there's more elephants, so many elephants, and we've got a general, we've got Carthage's general coming up, and you can see in they go. The Romans getting absolutely javied to pieces. And Iceni and Rome facing off against each other. It's like Boudica, or Boudicea, however you prefer to say it, facing off against her arch nemesis. I wish there was like a Boudicea like general unit. There might be in like a campaign, I can't remember. I rarely play Iceni. But yeah, it would be quite cool to see that. I mean, and certainly with like the Daughter of the Mars pack, they definitely should have added like something like that. If they hadn't, they might have added something for the Iceni. But if they hadn't, they've missed a trick there. And they've said, it looks like they're still setting up to like a Royal Peltas just to try and take out some of these Hillmen. Don't know if that's really the best idea. I also wouldn't be wasting all your ammo on these archers. If they ran out of ammo, those Syrian heavy archers shouldn't have bothered shooting them. What we've got here, we've got Spear Gladreaces. Oh, we don't often see these gals on the block. But they're screaming as always. This reminds me of the Amazonians from the New World mod. I mean, they're trying to outflank these pikes. I mean, it's not a bad idea. This is a Thorax pike unit. It's a good unit to take out. Especially when pikes are usually limited in most multiplayer games. Got the women of Rome facing, standing side by side with their men. And that certainly is a unit that I'm pretty sure you'd never would have seen. I don't even think women were allowed to fight in the arena. Maybe barbarian women, which I guess they're sort of like Rome. They're like sort of associated to Rome because they're part of, I guess they're part of the Empire in a way, or they came from outside the Empire. But yeah, this is a big issue here as well. Bactria bringing up pikes along with, looks like more Thorax, and they're going to try and break their way through. Actually, I think it might be Seleucid's pikes. His Thorax pikes, but it's certainly the Thorax of Bactria. And they're trying to make a way through, and it's mercenary Italians holding them back. These guys seem to be just everywhere at the moment, and they are not winning. Oh no, it is Seleucid's pikes. Thought it might have been Bactria's, but yeah, look at this. They just wasted so much ammo. I mean, Bactria would be so happy that I mean, it is the gold chevron, Bactrian Hillman, but these mercenary Cretans have been wasting ammo on the Hillman when they should really just be like shooting these elephants, for instance. These guys deep in enemy lines. This is a general as well. He is manic, but this is a general. You want to take this guy out, make Seleucus have a hard time for the rest of the battle, setting in his general early on into this siege. That could be costly, and these pikes are going to turn around. The pikes of the Epirus have faced elephants before, probably in some. I guess they might have faced elephants since they have them as mercenaries. They probably fought them at some point. Or the Greeks anyway have certainly faced elephants on multiple occasions. Fighting the Persians on several occasions and even into India. And there you go, look at that, they're already dying, and I'm sure one of those might have been Seleucus' general. I could be wrong. No, he's still alive as Seleucus' general. He is causing a lot of damage to this pike unit, but he's losing a lot of elephants in doing so. And yeah, I mean the pike's actually pretty healthy. He might get another charge off here. Oh yeah, they just charge in and they get like speared, and that's got to be the general dead, unless it's him up there. No, it's definitely not him up there. Just chilling and getting himself killed, and yeah, the general's probably dead. If not, yeah, general recently died for Seleucus. Seleucus luckily didn't have much left. Looked like he kind of went in first. I don't actually know what happened to his entire army, to be honest. Might have died in this choke point here, but I mean, certainly the people sort of waving the banner right now for the attackers, I'd say, are Bactria and Iceni. Mastodon does have a lot left, but I mean, he went in first, I would have said, so he's pretty beaten up. Balance of power is pretty even. It could go either way right now. I mean, if they need, Egypt's got a fresh army basically, so I mean, they're doing well in that case. If they can keep like them isolated, all these attacking forces, then they could do okay. I mean, there's a big bunch of attackers here. There's a fairly large force over there with the Iceni general. I mean, this is a small section over here, and like Mastodon's just constantly assaulting. He's not waiting on his fellow attackers to finish. Like, this is a bad idea. Should never just like send up like tiny units like this on their own. They could be huge at the end of the game. And look at that, the pikes just appear. And it's like, right, you're not getting through. But also, like, you shouldn't attack on your own. Like, Mastodon's making a big mistake there. He's just like getting impatient and just attacking on his own. He should wait for his allies or help out with his allies in taking out the last few like bits of resistance in this part of the city, which is still a fair amount of resistance in this part of the city. Like, they're certainly holding down here in the south. Oh, Seleucus got like loads of an army left. What was I on about? Seleucus got like quite a large and fresh army with lots of royal peltasts and thorough spears. So I mean, that was really silly to send in his general, especially when it's an elephant general. We could use that in like the final stages to like break through some of these choke points. So that was really, really bad decision by Seleucus. I don't know really what he was thinking there, but yes, I mean, over here they've basically cleared out most of the defenders. But yes, the Mastodon really needs to just slow down. It just needs to think, I got barely any troops left. Yes, I should probably go in first, but it doesn't mean I have to go in now. And Epirus is sending his general forward. Why? Why send your general forward? You might need that general at the end of the game. It's a good unit. It's like, luckily they won't like clash with them, but yeah, this unit here is really good. So there's Royal's Peltas. It's a good unit to have around. And there's no need to like send him out to slow. I was thinking he's like sending him out to slow down, like to get these Carthaginian hoplites back, but the hoplites are just pretty dead on their feet. Why bother like doing that? Yeah, just get them back. There you go. Epirus is doing that just now. You should try and get these pikes back. I don't know why they're like trying to get a 40 unit Carthaginian hoplite back when there's these 2 units of pikes here, which could definitely do a game back. But I don't think they will, because Seleucus is broken through. And, I mean, what's the units this? This is late Libyan hoplites. Yeah, sacrifice that to get the pikes back. Anything to get the pikes back right now. And get the general for Carthage back in. Like, this guy here could be pretty useful. Or is he leaving him there to possibly... I don't know, maybe he's leaving there hidden. He is hidden currently, and he could just charge down the street if he gets a chance. Might be his idea, but if he gets isolated, Carthage was out of general. Look at this, the mercenary Italians, a tiny little unit here holding back the thorax and the royal peltasts of Mastodon. And they're setting up more like tiny little units of Carthage to slow down. Just allow the arch towers to do their work, get some kills. Every shot from an arch tower is like a kill for the attackers, for the defenders, sorry. And what have they sent in there? Is that the general? Why are they sending in the generals? Why are the defenders so insistent on sending in generals to slow stuff down? There's no need to send that general in. There's 2 units there on their own going to be fine. And they sent in the Epirus general as well. I don't think there's any need for this. And those, oh god, it's going to be close. These Epirus troops might just about get back. What's this? This late Libya needs to stop and turn around and like save these pikes. That's what you need to do. Or send it. And look at that. Rome sending his general all the way in. What is he doing? He's going so deep into enemy lines. Rome has like a bit of a force left. But you don't want to really like sacrifice a general at this point. They're a solid unit. They can like they've got abilities like inspire or whatever, which can be used on your allies. So you might need that late game. So I mean, just doing this is a bit silly, really. And yeah, you're out of the game, but basically, that's something you just got to accept. You just got to do your little bit for the team, even with a general. So that's really bizarre. And luckily got him out of there. So strange. There's no need to push through and try and attack these. He was attacking spears as well. So bizarre. I'd probably transfer some of these troops across like Egypt here. Doesn't need these Rhodian slingers here. Get them over here. Look at this. Like Balearic slingers here are going to get so many kills. This is a really good spot to hold them. I'd be sending up more troops. Epirus has got his general in there, but like I said, you probably want to set a better unit up, like a different unit up to try and hold their general units. Try and leave them for the end, even if you've got no army left. You can see, yeah, these Balearic slingers just firing down there. They're probably like getting so many kills. Good area to have them on elevated ground, firing down. Slingers like are great for land battles, but for sieges you need them really on elevated areas. So, and I often see like slingers used like so poorly, but this is quite good. This is a good spot. Hopefully they can get a lot of kills. Let's have a look, see how many kills they got so far. 53. I'm sure they'll get plenty more. How much ammo have they got left? They've got quite a lot left. I don't know if this actually changed from like what they're on, but they have a fair amount of ammo, so they should be able to get quite a few volleys off down there. See, again, look at this. The general bodyguard, he's gone in. I mean, he's taken out these Korean archers. That's great. But I don't know if they had much ammo left. I think they're out. So he needs to be careful. Luckily, like... Yeah, look at this. Now, Bactria's going to just be able to javvy him. Is he going to get a kill with the general? Possibly. Rome's general. He's still alive somehow. He's playing on thin ice. He's like on thin ice with that general. And I mean, so is Carthage was his. Because look at this. Lucy's coming around. And, well, this could be an issue. He could get cut off. I don't think he will because he's on horseback and he's probably going to make it inside. But the defenders are certainly being a bit too risky with their generals. I mean, certainly, if I see Egypt do anything with this general, I'm going to flip. Because he's got the largest army left. He has literally a full army, basically. What's he got here? Scythe Chariots. I didn't see them in action, but they might have sallied out, actually, I wonder. I wonder if they did. And he's still got at least one. He can do some work with that. And he's got some good units. He's got Thorax. He's got Galatian Royal Guard. They got the walls to help them. They are set. Again here, look at this. Pikes just stood here. Get the pikes back. Don't need to stand on this like here. I'm so surprised that Epirus has not lost his pikes. Just standing there and getting shot by the attackers. That could come back to haunt the attackers. That they haven't just shot those 2 units of pikes for Epirus. Because they really should. But yeah, as you can see, it's kind of like going down. They're slowing down, and now the attackers, they are going to all attack at once, which is good to see. They're going to do a coordinated attack. It looks like it's going to be Seleucids around here. Bactria looks like he's probably going to either support Seleucids, or he's going to... Well, he also looks like he's going to be making the main assault up this street here, and they don't look like they're going to bother going up here. Icenia, I think, supporting Bactria right now. And then I think Macedon just goes wherever he fancies, because he's got so few little troops left. But yeah, so I will... make a cut here, and I'm going to rejoin you guys when the battle recommences, basically, when they make the final assault onto the citadel. So see you guys in a moment. Okay, so here we go. We have a clash of generals. The Macedonian general and the Epirus general have clashed in the streets. The Epirus general, for some reason, came really far out of like the city, and like you came all the way down the street here, sort of stood here for a bit, and then decided I'm going to march down the street. And Macedon came to meet him. It made a really bizarre decision to come out here. I don't know why his Royal Peltas unit is losing. I mean, they're setting up Noble Cavalry now to try and, like, I don't know, do some hammer and anvil, possibly. But it seemed really bizarre. I don't know why Epirus bothers sending his, like, general out. Again, like I said, even if you've got a very small amount of army, you can use the Inspire abilities and stuff like that, or whatever, to like, help your team, or to, like, if you've got, like, the Fear abilities, to, like, scare the enemy opposition. But, yeah, so I don't know why he's done this. I mean, it just seems a bit bizarre. It just seems very bizarre. Now they're also facing pikes, so they're going to lose, definitely. And they're just getting poked to death, stabbed to death, whatever. And I presume the Noble Cavalry of Carthage is going to try and find a route round. He's going to try and get behind these enemy lines and just do some, have a nuisance here. Be a nuisance. Not have a nuisance. Be a nuisance. And yeah, it looks like the main army is still waiting to go up, like, for the attackers. It's going to be very hard for them. But I think they could do it. I mean, they possibly used a bit too much ammo up, I think, like, on some pretty unnecessary targets, as has the defenders, though. Because now they don't really... I don't think they have the ammo or the units to, like, for instance, like, break that pike line that Epirus has got just standing at the top of the steps. Which I'll point out if you hadn't already seen. But that's, like... And then they've got some other pikes, I presume. Like, Egypt will have brought some pikes. There you go. Looks like Macedon's beaten Epirus' general. And that just seemed really stupid. Why send your general down there, Epirus? Just, there's no need. Yeah, you can see here, this Epirus has got his last few units here. 2 units of pikes. Just stood on top of this, hill. Or, like, the top of the steps, just waiting. I mean, Seleucid's got pikes as well. Yeah, they can counter them. But they also have archers to the defenders still. They still have, like, these slingers on top of this hill. They've also got Balearic slingers on the other side. They've still got Cretans, I'm pretty sure, for Egypt. Oh, he's got more Rhodian slingers. And Cretans, indeed. I was right. And we've got a bit of a clash over here now as well. Looks like Seleucid sent up some Thoros spears. And they are facing some of the last Romans and some Levi Thoros spears of Egypt. And this is going to be a grindy area here. This is going to be pretty hard to break down. And also with the arrow towers, just helping the defenders. It's going to be in favor of the defenders. It looks like Epirus has fallen back. Why? What has he done this for? He sent his pikes over here to like block this area. He's now just like, they could just get flanked by Iceni. That just seemed like a really dumb move, to be honest. Just to do this. At least you could then, you don't even need to put both in the same choke point either. You could just stretch this unit out. And look, he's just realized that he's going to get flanked. So he's going to have to run all the way back up here. And he's just kind of abandoned this spot here. This is a really tough spot. Obviously, yes, like Bactria could have flanked around. But you could have just retreated back up this way. It just seems so bizarre. So bizarre. You could even just defend it here. That would have been kind of cool. Just defend this spot here. And then you could have the Rhodian slingers just shooting over the top of you. But yeah, now he's just had to retreat. So that just seems a bit stupid to send them like just out and about. And I mean, Carthage has had a scrap with his general as well. That unit's a bit beaten up. I don't know where, but I presume it had been having a fight with the Royal Peltas here and lost, as they would. But as you can see here, Egypt is falling back. They're going to just fall back on the African Pike unit, which is a good idea. And then see if Iceni can break through this, which you won't be able to. You can just see this like oncoming stream of barbarians. They're going to get stopped by the pikes and javies and all sorts. And there they go, the Iceni units, they're going to get countered by some thorax swords and chased back down the hill. And actually, yeah, see that? They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have gone back, past the pikes, because now Iceni's going to chase them. And I mean, and yeah, well actually, well, luckily they were lucky that time. Sometimes you see like the thorax unit can get trapped on the wrong side of the pikes if they get caught, and then you lose a thorax unit. But yeah, looks like Seleucus going in. It does mean that they're gonna have to do some sort of attack on the other side of the Iceni, because otherwise Seleucus going in on his own, and the defenders can just focus down the Seleucid player. He's setting in some thorax swords now. They should overpower these defenders. I say that, but I mean, who knows? It's Rome 2. Anything can happen. I mean, there are pikes waiting behind you. See, like they break through this. This is a pretty soft defense, but then after that, it's another thorax, which has they got the fireballs of justice. Then you got pikes here, and this is another African pike unit. I mean, they're actually not really that well positioned. You could definitely flank around if they stay in that position there. But I'm looking forward to see these fireballs of justice being used. And the final few Romans are just fighting to the death. These armored legionaries, and we've got some... oh, the thorax are going in? I would have thought they were going to activate the fireballs of justice. But it looks... Are they actually going to use the thoros here to activate the fireballs of justice? That's a bad idea, because they could just burn their own troops. At least burn the thoros instead of the thorax. I mean, it's not even that great a... you probably want to like just use the Roman units to hold back like the rest. Yeah, they should pull out this thorax, burn the fireballs just, and they could rout both these two units here. And that would be a good trade, like a tiny unit of Romans to take out 2 units of of Seleucus. It could become 3 in a moment. Oh no, they just abruptly stop, and they're going to throw their javies at a long range. And there you go, the Romans are breaking. I send these Levithorius back in then. And then use the thorax to activate these, because you've set them up for a reason. You want to use them. They are very nasty as well. They do a lot of damage. And there we go. I think they're throwing javies, but they are finally actually doing some damage to these Epirus pikes. And I'm so glad to see these Epirus pikes have no right to stay alive. I'm being frustrated for like so long that they've not been shooting these guys. They've been stood in the open for ages in so many different spots. I am kind of rooting for the attackers, because I think they've got a bit of a hard job ahead of them. This is a really nicely set up defense. Lots of pikes. They still have ammo to the defenders, while the attackers have like no ammo, few pikes, and not many answers a way to get through. And what we got here? More Balearic slingers, or the same Balearic slingers. They're just coming up here now. And yeah, look at this. They're just attacking a pike line, and this is just what they've got to do. And they're going to die doing it, I think. There's no way these attackers can break through. They're just going to go up these steps, and they're going to get cut down. Like that poor man did there. Stabbed in the neck. And look, you can see the pikes are keeping them at like a 2-meter distance, a COVID distance, that is. There you go, the pikes doing their bit for COVID. And then there's a few guys for like the thorax that just keep breaking like away from the front line, and they go in and cut down a couple of these pesky Macedonians and Bactrians, or Seleucids in fact. I think the Macedonians are all but gone. Best counter to pikes, send up your own pikes. So that's what you can see Seleucids doing here. If they can break through one of these spots, the attackers, then that could change the entire battle. But there's a lot, like I said, a lot of pikes to get through. Got thorax here, you got African pikes here. It could be a mountain to climb this, and it is. Look at this. These Rhodian slingers here, focusing on the thorax pikes as they come up. They needed to like really run up this hill, get up, and then just because now it's gonna be hard for the. Well, I say it's gonna be hard for the slingers to shoot. They are still somehow getting some really good angled shots into the backs of this huge blob here. There you go. Good to see. That's what you need, a rally going up. That's why you keep your generals alive, even to the late game. You can just send some rallies up, and that could change the battle. What we got here? We've got chosen spears. We've got pikes. Just the basic pike unit for Bactria coming up. They really need to take out these pike units earlier on. Like, certainly if Epirus didn't have his, it would have been a lot tougher for the defenders. But you can barely see. Look at that down there. It's an absolute mess. Absolute mess. It's easy to see from this angle, really, what's going on. And so much ammo left that the Egyptians are just able to pour into these choke points. It's kind of a little unfair to just watch this a little bit, but it shows you that what you should be doing as an attacker. You take out key units like archers and pikes, and it makes the defense like a final defense, which is inevitable usually in a Rome 2 battle. A lot of people like to go back to the final choke point. It makes that final like choke point assault a lot easier for you, especially if you've kept pikes alive and maybe a little bit of ammo. But Egypt basically said, you play a 3v4 to his teammates, and just then decided to keep the rest of his army back here. And he's got, like I said, fresh army. Just able to go up and do stuff. He's got lots of pikes, lots of javies, lots of missiles. I don't even know if they used the fire balls of justice. Oh, they did! I missed them. That is a shame. I do apologise. I don't think there was anything. Don't know if they got any insane kills. And in comes the Galatian Royal Guard. They'll hold the line for a long time. And while they reset their pikes up, and there you go. Back to what they were doing. The pikes then just force anything back. The Galatians go in and kill what they like. And like these Bactrian Royal Guards, some of the best units in the game. And certainly the best unit for like Bactria. It's going to have no chance. It's not going to break through. And I don't think, yeah, this is like they're running out of stuff over here. They are actually... Yeah, Bactrian Royal Guard losing decisively. Royal Peltas losing decisively. These Royal Peltas, I doubt they'd make it any different. And they've got another unit down there. They could have had the elephants. The elephants would have been useful at this point. Like, even if they would have broken through the pike line, they may have died. Like, if Seleucus sent his general in here to go and, like, try and kill these pikes, it might have died, but it might have broken also through the pike line. And then you can just send up, like, infantry, and you can just destroy, like, a whole choke point with elephants and like infantry like mixed together, and then this whole defense would have been undone, or it would have been like a lot harder to defend. They could have got like troops up here. I mean, they could have defended this choke point here, the defenders. If it all goes wrong, this is not the worst one to lose, but it's still a rough time if you lose one choke point as the defenders. But as you can see, this is all they have left, the attackers here. It's so hard to just watch this. But the defenders are doing a good job, and you just have to kind of like give them a clap on the back and just kind of go, well, you did it. Congratulations. I don't think that at any point they were really too overstretched. They were at points, I thought, like when Seleucid like really did his like huge flank with Iceni. But then when Seleucid lost his general, apologies, like there's something like binged up on my computer, so I was like, right, we'll go and have a look at what this is. I thought it was important, so I just had to pause the recording. But as I was saying, I don't think the defenders ever really were too like stretched. They were stretched, but like they weren't like bursting, and they kind of like had a pretty easy time, especially even with like a 3v4 in some instances. But you can see here, Icing starting to break. I mean, all the attackers are kind of finished now. It's just Bactria's got a few troops left. And yeah, I think he's about to break his. The Royal Guard are about to go. I don't know what they've got left. Apparently there's a minute left in this replay. I can't see a single attacker. Got the side chariot still running around here doing some rampage. I don't even think it's got any kills, gone after anything important. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. How many kills has it got? It's got 316. I don't think I've seen a single one of its kills. What has it been doing? What's gone back in here? It looks like it's... Oh, Bactria's General's still in here. Bactria's General just looking at pikes and thinking, what can I do? Just take as many guys with you as possible, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't think the defenders have had too much of a hard game. They've, especially when they had the fresh army left defending this area here, and they decided that this is what they were going to do. They were going to defend this area here. It's a more difficult defense if you all decide to go out there and defend on the front lines. It goes wrong, and then you're trying to rush troops back. But they had a prepared defense ready, and there you go, the side chariot coming in, and that's going to probably going to finish off these guys. They're getting charged in the rear by a side chariot, and they're probably like racked up a load of kills for that Egyptian chariot. You got like another 20 kills. And he's like, I'm coming through. Maybe that's how you get through a pipeline. You just get a chariot and just push through there. He's made a nice corridor. And there you go. The defenders are already cheering. They know that they've won. And there you go. A costly victory for Epirus. And yeah, it certainly was probably a costly victory or Pyrrhic victory. And they barely had anything left. This was sent in by Mythiki, who was playing as Epirus. So well done to him. Some interesting tactics, but certainly with generals. But yeah, they did it in the end, and certainly like Ivan, for instance, deciding as Egypt to just hang back and just defend the last stand, kind of clinched it for them, or like before even like the battle, well, not before the battle had been won, but kind of clinched it for them because they had so many like resources left. But I'll have a quick look at the end results, and yeah, so I mean, Mythic's general getting 97 kills, his sailing cavalry getting 97 in that initial sally out. His Cretan archers getting 190 kills. That's some nice amount of kills there. Another one getting only 3, so I don't know what happened to that one. Probably getting focused down. His Samnite warriors getting 79 kills. His Italians getting 74 kills. His pikes both getting 188 kills. That's very nice. And his Royal Peltas getting 238 kills. So that's good. And his Thorio Spears getting not that many kills. Then we have UCL Gaming, who was playing as Carthage, and his general getting 145 kills. His Bear Alexines getting 143. His Cretan archers getting 192. His African pikes very fresh and still got 273 kills. His hoplites just getting overwhelmed. They're just not that great. His Libyan infantry getting 99 kills. His Italian swords actually doing better than his Libyan infantry, getting 135, and his mercenary noble fires, which is still fresh and like at the final cap point with 22 kills. They were like barely used. Ivan here, who was sending out his chariots and his cavalry early on. Apart from that, the rest of his stuff kind of stayed at the main cap point. His Royal Peltas, his general only getting 6 kills. His side chariots getting 338. His Sally from his camels not getting that many kills. His mercenary Cretan archers getting 122 kills. His slingers getting 119. His Galatian Royal Guard getting 106 kills. His Galatian swords getting 104. His Thorax pikes getting 103 kills. They did okay. And his Thorax getting 138. That's actually not too bad. 169 actually there, even better. Then we have Alessandro March, who's playing as Rome. Sent out his elephant early on, and it got a fair amount of kills. It's not the greatest elephant unit in the world, but 186 kills is not too bad. He may have got more if it was in the streets, I don't know. His cavalry not doing so great. I mean, his Soki Extate doing the best, getting 64 kills. His archers only brought 2 arch units, and they didn't do that great. Or 2 range units, just to say. And then his infantry, I mean, look at this. Eagle cohort only getting 64 kills. Evokai cohort only getting 58. That is shocking, to be fair, for them. That is really poor. Then his legionary cohort getting 111. His first cohort getting 95. His spear gladius is getting 59. I mean, yeah, again, first cohort only getting 95 kills. That's really poor. And actually, the Romans here, barely anything did that well. I mean, it looks like his Praetorians here getting 174 did the best. So he did not do that great, and he got the least amount of kills out of any of his teammates. He did bring the smallest army, but even still, like, these Roman units are really good. So that's kind of a shame to see. And then we've got Mr. White, who's playing as Macedon. His general not getting that many kills, getting 69 kills. His archers getting 155, which is not too shabby. His pikes not doing great, but they seem to get killed off by the elephants early on in the game. His Royal Peltas getting 171. His Thorax swords just did not do any damage. Like, really, the best one getting 82, 89. And then his Sword of Spears again not doing that great. Which show, like, I always say in most of my battles, Thorax swords either do amazing or they just do shocking. And like in this instance, they did shocking. And then we've got Cage Zer here, who's playing as the Iceni. And his Giant Blister getting 112 kills. That's actually pretty good for a fixed artillery piece. His Ambush is getting 54. His General actually getting 94 kills. His that's a Heroic Noble unit. His Chosen Spear Band getting 58 kills. His Chosen Sword Band getting a lot better than his Spears, getting 130. His Heroic Nobles got a 207, which is pretty solid. And yeah, that's kind of it, really. He's Daniel James, 94, who's playing his Bactria, brought 2 elephant units. I didn't see the Indian War Elephants, but saw quite a bit of action from the Armoured Elephants. And, I mean, his general did not that great, but his Armoured Elephants getting 222, which is okay. And his Indian War Elephants getting 121. I would certainly expect them to get to 200 as well. Especially if you're like spending that much money on elephants, I would expect like a lot better. His Bactrian Hillman, which he like gave so many chevrons strangely, got 95 kills, which is not awful, I guess, for them, but so bizarre just to upgrade them when you could have upgraded other stuff. Brought a really interesting army. His Bactrian Royal Guard getting like no kills, his Pikes getting 63, and his Thorax Swords getting 152 kills, which is not too bad either. Then we have DD Red, or D Dread, probably, that's probably how it is. So he was playing as Seleucids. I do, yeah, just on a mind blank there. Playing as Seleucids. His general getting 34 kills, which is not too bad. His Syrian Heavy Archers getting 103. His Hillman not doing that great. His Royal Peltas, again, also not doing that great. Nothing even got like close to 100 there for his Royal Peltas. So bizarre for them. His probably didn't help that his general died so early on, so these guys probably broke really easily. His Thorax Pikes getting 156. Which is not too bad, and his Thorax Swords here, again, not doing amazing. Like, hardly any units, apart from, like, Elephants for the attackers, like, no units got over 200, apart from, like, this one Heroic Noble. Like, that's really, really, like, shocking and surprising. But anyway, if you've enjoyed, then please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you, Mythic, for sending this replay. Feel free to send in more, and that goes to anyone, not just to Mythic. Feel free to send in some more. I always appreciate replays. And until next time, Legionnaires,